volunteers walking in to help make today's meet a fantastic chili dip.
Hey, folks, we'll get started in just a couple of minutes here. This will be the 2022 Riptide Chili Dip In fight. And this meet will have the Mako Sharks and Riptide. Oh, time for the national anthem.
Let's race.
All right, we'll get started in just a couple of minutes here. Once again, this is the 2020 Riptide Chili Dip Invite. And this meet will, of course, have our Riptide swimmers and our invited swimmers from Mako.
Event number 1, girls 12 and under, 50-yard freestyle. Heat number 1.
Event number 1, girls 12 and under, 50-yard freestyle. This is heat 1 of 4. In lane 2, Ellie Sidaros. Lane 3, Dalen Schmidt. Lane 4, Megan Rucci. Lane 5, Aria Leisinger. Lane 6, Freya Simmering. And in lane 7, Maddie Carter. And these are all Riptide swimmers. And it looks like a pretty tight race here between lane 3 and 4. However, at this point, I think lane 3, Dalen Schmidt is going to take it, and she does, followed by Megan Rucci in lane 4. And in third place would be lane 5, Aria Leisinger. Heat number 2. The swimmers are on the blocks. Again, this is an all Riptide heat. In lane 1, Emmy Dietz. Lane 2, Mia Barton. Lane 3, Vivian Kohler. Lane 4, Avery Ilianic. Lane 5, Addie Falcon. Lane 6, Claire McKinley. Lane 7, Emma Paul. And lane 8, Iris Pavolny. And it is clear winner here of this heat. In lane 4, it'll be Avery, followed by lane 5, Addie. And in lane 6 will come in third, Claire McKinley.
Heat number 3.
This will be heat number 3 of our girls 12 and under 50-yard freestyle. Heat number 3 is also an all Riptide heat. In lane 1, Olive Patterson. Lane 2, Allie Peterson. Lane 3, Chandler Offerman. Lane 4, Ava Fortier. Lane 5, Samantha Graves. Lane 6, Nora Behrens. Lane 7, Kaylin DuBois. And lane 8, Ava Veldman. And this is a tight race all the way back to the starting blocks here. But I believe in lane 8, Ava Veldman will come in first in lane 8, followed by lane 6, Nora Behrens, and coming in third is lane 3, Chandler Offerman.
Heat number 4.
Heat number 4. The girls are getting set here by the blocks. In lane 1, Sophie Fritz with Mako. Lane 2, Alyssa Bauer, Riptide. Lane 3, Ruby Call, Riptide. Lane 4, Marion Callwaite, Riptide. Lane 5, Maggie McNamara, Mako. Lane 6, Aubrey Fry, Mako. Lane 7, Lainey Bell, Riptide. And lane 8, Greta Reichert with Riptide. And in lane 4, Marion Callwaite with Riptide will come in first, followed by lane 5, Maggie McNamara with Mako. And lane 6 comes in third for Aubrey Fry with Mako.
Event number 2, boys 12 and under 50.
Next up is event number 2, boys 12 and under 50-yard freestyle. This is heat 1 of 3. This is an all Riptide event. In lane 3, Elliot Lesh for Riptide. Lane 4, Sam Patterson. And in lane 5, Darren Schmidt. Currently in lane 4, Sam Patterson is in the lead as he goes down to the other end of the pool. He's making the turn and coming back. Still holds a slight lead in front of the others. At this point, it will look like Sam Patterson in lane 4 will come in first. And I believe in lane 5, Darren Schmidt will come in second. And in lane 3, Elliot Lesh comes in third. This will be heat number 2 of our boys 12 and under 50-yard freestyle.
Lane 2, Phillip for Riptide. Lane 3, Olive Riptide.
All right. In lane 2, Philip Simmering with Riptide. Lane 3, Owen Jenin with Riptide. Lane 4, Charlie Prescott with Mako. Lane 5, Charlie Johnson with Riptide. Lane 6, Griffin Smith with Riptide. And in lane 7, Will Kohler with Riptide. And this is an interesting race. Looks like lane 6 with Griffin Smith will come in first in lane 6, followed by lane 3, Owen Jenin. And lane 5 comes in third, Charlie Johnson with Riptide. Next up will be heat 3, our final heat of the boys 12 and under 50-yard free. In lane 1, Eli Thuft for Riptide. Lane 2, Jackson Pulaski with Mako. Lane 3, Maddox Acevedo for Mako. Lane 4, Nikita Grinberg for Riptide. Lane 5, Andrew Deeb, Riptide. Lane 6, Jacob Pulaski with Mako. Lane 7, Kyle Hadsel, Riptide. Lane 8, Logan Wolf with Riptide. And in lane 4, Nikita Grinberg will take first place with a 27.78. Lane 5 will come in second, Jackson Pulaski. And lane 6 comes in third, Maddox with Mako.
Number 3, girls 13 to 14, 50-yard freestyle. Heat number 1.
Event 3, girls 13 to 14, 50-yard freestyle. This is heat 1 of 3. In lane 3, Jenna O'Keefe with Riptide. Lane 4, Josephine Doe with Riptide. Lane 5, Nika Gobadi with Riptide. And in lane 6, Maria Bevsek with Mako. This is a tight race. However, I think right now in lane 3, Jenna O'Keefe is leading the way, but it is really tight with lane 4, Josephine O. But Jenna will take first place for Riptide, followed by lane 4, Josephina Doe, and in lane 5, taking third was Nika Gobadi.
Number 2.
This is heat number 2 of girls 13 and 14, 50-yard free. This is an all Riptide heat. In lane 1, Hannah Stuckey. Lane 2, Jessica Bach. Lane 3, Katie Rucci. Lane 4, Lucy Werdick. Lane 5, Claire Krieg. Lane 6, Imani Everett. Lane 7, Maisie Sadlick. And lane 8, Emily Samsel. And lane 4 looks like it's in the lead at this moment. It's Lucy Werdick. In lane 4, followed by lane 3, Katie Rucci. And coming in third is lane 6, Imani Everett. Up next is heat number 3, and our final heat of the girls 13 to 14 50-yard free. This is an all Riptide heat. Lane 1 is Isabel Rosenberg. Lane 2 is Madeline Jenin. Lane 3 is Lila Saltzman. Lane 4 is Lily Sasson. Lane 5 is Isla George. Lane 6, Taylor Hintz. Lane 7, Vivian Lenson. And in lane 8, Maddie Wenzel. This is a tight race all the way back between lanes 5 and 6. And lane 5 comes in first. That's Isla George with a 26.55, followed by lane 6, Taylor Hintz. And third place was lane 3, Lila Saltzman.
13 to 14, 50-yard freestyle. Heat number 1.
Next up is event number 4, boys 13 to 14, 50-yard freestyle. This will be a 2-heat event. In lane 3, Pearson Craik from Riptide. And in lane 4, Joey Kuntz. It looks like Joey is leading the way here. They come back in lane 4, followed by Pearson. And Joey will take the first place position at 28.05. And Pearson did soft touch, so we don't have a time for that one.
Heat number 2.
Heat number 2. Lane 2, Tyler Sias with Mako. Lane 3, Lucas Paul with Riptide. Lane 4, Lincoln Joyner with Riptide. Lane 5, Mackenzie Schroeder with Riptide. Lane 6, Carson Osendorf, Riptide. And Lane 7, Wes Knapp with Riptide. And it does look like Lincoln Joyner will take first, but very closely followed by Lucas Paul. So Lucas will finish with a 25.71, and in third place is Lane 6, Carson Osendorf. Event number 5. This is girls 50-yard freestyle. This is an all Riptide event. In lane 3, Anna Rezkala with Riptide. Lane 4, Sydney Sadlek with Riptide. And in lane 5, Lydia Harum with Riptide. Pretty close race all the way down to the other end of the pool. I would say with Sydney in lane 4 with a slight lead, but boy, it is really close. And I'm going to say that lane 4, Sydney Sadlik will take first with a 28.36, followed by lane 5, Lydia Harum with a 29.65, and in third is Anna with a 29.97. Heat number 2 now. This is also an all Riptide heat. In lane 2, Claudia Walker. Lane 3, Leah Cayley. Lane 4, Amelia Labno. Lane 5, Amber Peterson. Lane 6, Felicia Simmering. And in lane 7, Grace Stirrat. Coming back clearly in first place is Amelia Labno in lane 4, and she will touch with a 25.74, followed by lane 5, Amber Peterson, with a 26.35. And in third place is lane 3, Leah Cayley. Next up is heat number 3 of 3. This again is an all Riptide event. In lane 1, Emma Patterson. Lane 2, Tate Deal. Lane 3, Molly Johnson. Lane 5, Carolyn Mulroney. Lane 6, Olivia Dolan. Lane 7, Gwen Moore. And in lane 8, Annika Arlenson. And I'm telling you right now, looks like lane 3 with Molly Johnson will touch first with a 24.64. Lane 2, Tate Deal will touch second. And lane 5 will touch third. That's Caroline Mulrooney.
Boys 50-yard freestyle, event 1.
Next up is event 6, boys 50-yard freestyle. In lane 1, Kyle O'Connor with Riptide. Lane 3, Hunter Writing with Riptide. Lane 4, Colin O'Connor with Riptide. Lane 5, Luis Flores with Mako. Lane 6, Grant Seelig with Riptide. And lane 7, Moses Hilgenberg. And touching first is going to be lane 4, Colin O'Connor. Second is going to be lane 5, Luis Flores with Mako. And
Winners out. Winners out.
next up is event 7. Event 7 is going to be our girls 12 and under 500-yard freestyle. This will be a long one. So we'll get started in just a moment. We have to get counters put in place and get swimmers set.
Heat number 1.
All right, folks, this will be a 3-heat event, starting with heat number 1 of the girls 12 and under 500-yard freestyle. We have a lot of silence here in the auditorium for some reason. Okay, the swimmers have stepped off the blocks. Oh, we need to do a little recalibration on the timing machines. So we'll get the scoreboard and the timing machines all recalibrated and working, and then we'll start this thing up in just a few minutes. Just a few moments, rather. Pretty good turnout here tonight for a Friday night. We've got a almost full bleachers with a lot of fans of the swimmers. They're a quiet crowd tonight. We'll try to get them riled up a little bit here in a little bit.
Event number 7, girls 12 and under, 500-yard freestyle, heat number 1.
All right, looks like they've gotten the machines recalibrated, and we're ready to start. Again, this is event number 7, girls 12 and under 500-yard freestyle. This is heat 1. In lane 1, Alice Gaffkey for Riptide. Lane 2 is Allie Peterson with Riptide. Lane 3, Maggie McNamara with Mako. Lane 4, Marion Colwitt with Riptide. Lane 5, Alyssa Bauer with Riptide. Lane 6, Sophie Fritz with Mako. Lane 7, Olivia Patterson with Riptide. And in lane 8, Chandler Offerman with Riptide. And from the beginning here, it does look like Marion Colwitt for Riptide in lane 4 is leading the pack, followed by Alyssa Bauer with Riptide in lane 5. Now it looks like Marion in lane 4 comes into this event with a previous swim of 5:51.57. Marion continues her lead here, followed by Alyssa in lane 5. And then the rest of the pack is a little more spread out, heading down. Plenty of time to pace themselves. But I would say at this point, if they can keep this pace up, we will see that Marion will keep her lead. Although, like I say, Elizabeth Bauer is right on her tail here, so we'll have to follow this as it goes. It's a very close race for third between Allie Peterson in lane 2 and Maggie McNamara in lane 3. But over in lane 8 as well, Chandler Offerman is very close. And I would say that Chandler is just a hair behind. Marion continues to dominate in lane 4 here, with Alyssa Bauer in lane 5 still in second. And at this point, I would say that in lane 3, Maggie McNamara is running third, followed by, in fourth, would be Allie Peterson in lane 2. And then it's kind of a toss-up here for fifth between lane 6 and lane 8. Lane 6 would be Sophie Fritz with Mako, and lane 8 is Chandler Offerman with Riptide. The crowd's getting a little more rowdy here, cheering the folks on. The situation pretty much has remained, except to say that in lane 4, Marion Colwaite with Riptide has pulled way ahead with her lead in lane 4. Still in second place, though, is in lane 5, Alyssa Bauer with Riptide. And in third place is Maggie McNamara for Mako in lane 3. And in fourth place, in lane 2 is Allie Peterson with Riptide. Sophie Fritz in lane 6 for Mako is next in line. Marion has pulled ahead about a half a length of the pool with her lead. It's a battle now for third place between lanes 2 and 3. Between Allie Peterson in lane 2 and Maggie McNamara in lane 3. Very, very close. Marion Colwaite just took the bell for the final lap in lane 4. And Marion Colwaite from Riptide in lane 4 will take first place. We'll have to see what time she gets here. Like I said, Marion came into this with a 5:51.57. And so it does look like she is going to do much better. She's going to be at a 5:36.45 coming in first. Coming in second is going to be Alyssa Bauer with Riptide. Alyssa comes in with a 5:47.33. Coming in third is going to be lane 3, Maggie McNamara with Mako. Maggie had a 6:04.41 coming into it, and Maggie has a 6:00.74. Fourth place is lane 2, Allie Peterson with Riptide. In fifth place will be lane 6, Sophie Fritz with Mako. Coming in sixth will be lane 8, Chandler Offerman. Coming in seventh will be Alice Gaffke in lane 1. And coming in eighth place is lane 7, Olive Patterson. Next up is our heat number 2. Now this is an all Riptide heat. In lane 2, Nora Behrens. Lane 3, Addie Falcon. Lane 4, Avery Jelinek. Lane 5, Greta Reichert. Lane 6, Samantha Graves. And in lane 7, Kaylin Dubois.
Lane 4, Avery with Riptide. Lane 5, Greta Riptide. Lane 6, Samantha.
And again, this is our heat 2 of 3, and it is an all Riptide event. Very evenly paced right now, with all of the girls coming back almost simultaneously. We'll begin to see that break up as time goes on, but right now it's like watching synchronized swimming. Starting to see lane 4 pull ahead just a little bit, and that'd be Avery Jelinek. But it's still extremely close in anybody's game. They're beginning to fan out a little bit like a flock of geese, with Avery Jelinek kind of leading the way in lane 4. Second place right now at this point is really broken up between lanes 3, 5, and 6. But lane 6 is starting to pull ahead just a hair, and that's Samantha Graves. So she's in second as we speak. And I would say that at this point, Addie Falcon in lane 3 is in 3rd place at the moment. But you know, that changes pretty quickly here in a race this long. I think I said previously here that Avery in lane 4 comes into this with a 6:25.59. And Avery has pulled a full body length ahead of everybody else. Avery's lead is starting to grow here as she comes back in lane 4 to touch. And it is a close second. I mean, a very close second between lane 3, Addie Falcon, and lane 6, Samantha Graves. And again, Avery comes back with a commanding lead in lane 4. However, I can tell you this, in lane 5, Greta is starting to close in on the 2nd place spot to challenge Addie and Samantha. It'll be interesting here as they start going here. Avery's lead is growing even further. She's almost a full half a pool length ahead of the rest. Avery's last split was 37.71. In lane 4, Avery Jelinik's lead has grown to a little bit more than a half a pool length. And she will take the bell right now for the last lap. Her last split was a 37.72. It's a very close race for second between lanes 5 and 6. But I think on that last push-off, lane 5, Greta Reichart did take the slight lead over Samantha Graves in lane 6. Coming back to the finish line in lane 4 is Avery Jelinik, and she will finish with a 6:07.26. It's a race to the end here, but lane 6 looks like it's going to take. Lane 6 comes in second. That's Samantha Graves with a 6:16.70. In third place will be lane 5, Greta Reichart, and she will finish with a 6:16.74. Lane 2 will finish fourth. That's Nora Behrens. That was a good one. All right, next up is heat number 3, and this is our final heat of event 7, the girls 12 and under 500-yard free. All right, in lane 3, we have Catherine Deeb. And lane 4, we have Mia Barton. And lane 5, Ava Fortier. And all of these are Riptide swimmers. At the moment, they are staggered with Ava Fortier in first place in lane 5, followed by Mia Barton in lane 4, and Catherine Deeb in lane 3. Now for Catherine in lane 3, it looks like she has not swum the 500 before, so this will be her first event. She has no time recorded. Mia Barton in lane 4 comes into this event with a 6:50.14. And in lane 5, Ava Fortier comes into this event with a 6:51.60. But right now, Ava is really leading the pack here. She's ahead by almost a body length in lane 5. Fairly close for second place between lanes 3 and 4. However, Mia in lane 4 at the current time is in second. And in third, of course, is Catherine Deeb. And I'll tell you, the spacing has pretty much been pretty consistent between lane 5 and lane 4, although I do see that Mia is starting to tighten up with lane 5 with Ava. Very tight now. As they get to the midpoint of the pool, they are almost even. So lane 4 and 5, Mia in lane 4 and Ava in lane 5 are very close. And I think that Mia took the turn first in lane 4 and starting to pull ahead just a little bit. Yes, Mia in lane 4 is ahead by about a head length. Ava in lane 5 is in second. And Catherine Deeb in lane 3 is in third. And on that turn, Mia Barton in lane 4 got a really good push off and is now leading the pack by a full body length. That was a really good turn. Mia Barton in lane 4 is continuing to stretch her lead a little bit further. She's a good almost 2 body lengths ahead now in lane 4. And it looks like maybe Ava Fortier in lane 5 is starting to feel a little bit of the burn from a swim this long, because Catherine Deeb in lane 3 has now pushed ahead into the second position, with Ava Fortier now falling to third. They're all swimming very nicely, though. And so now we can say that in lane 4, Mia Barton is in first place and very closely followed by Catherine Deeb in lane 3. Catherine is starting to gain on Mia. This is going to be interesting to see what happens. And in third place is Ava Fortier in lane 5. Mia Barton continues her lead. However, on that last turn, Catherine Deeb got a pretty good push. She's about, I would say a head length behind Mia. And the two of them are pulling ahead, though, and they're almost a half a pool length ahead of Ava in lane 5. Ava's got a nice, even pace going for herself, though. on that last turn. Very interesting. Catherine Deeb in lane 3 has pulled ahead just a hair and is now in first place, followed by Mia Barton in lane 4. And in third place right now is Ava Fortier in lane 5. The question is, can Catherine Deeb keep this up? And it certainly looks like it. As she went to the other end of the pool and turned, she increased her lead. She's got almost a body length lead over Mia Barton in lane 4. Catherine Deeb in lane 3 will take the bell on the final lap for the lead. And she is starting to turn the jets on as she heads down to the other end of the pool for her final lap here. And if you recall, I said Catherine Deeb comes into this race with no time, so this is a first-time swim for her. And Catherine Deeb in lane 3 will take first position, and we'll get a time on that in just a moment here. Catherine Deeb will come in with a 6:29.32, followed by lane 4, Mia Barton, with a 6:34.81, which is also a nice work on her time here. And in third position will be Ava Fortier in lane 5, and she will come in with a 6:50.18. Everybody has improved their swims. Great. Very exciting. Next up is event number 8. This is the boys 12 and under 500-yard freestyle. This will be heat 1 of 2. In lane 1, Owen Jenin with Riptide. Lane 2, Andrew Deeb with Riptide. Lane 3, Micah DeBeltz with Riptide. Lane 4, Jacob Pulaski with Mako. Lane 5, Nikita Grinberg with Riptide. In lane 6, Kyle Hadsel with Riptide. Lane 7, Jackson Pulaski with Mako. And lane 8, Parker Stuckey with Riptide. Very tight race right now for first place between lanes 4 and 5. That's Jacob Pulaski and Nikita Grinberg. They are neck and neck. Very interesting. We got ourselves a race. Watch us as they come back in lanes 4 and 5, although at this point, Nikita has pulled ahead just a hair. If you saw it there in lane 5, they are so close. I'm going to give you a little bit of the sounds of the pool here while the race goes on. I'll be back in just a moment. Well, in case you missed it here, in lane 5, Nikita Greenberg is dominating this race. He's almost a half a pool length ahead of the rest. Followed by Jacob Pulaski in lane 4. Nikita comes into this with a 5:55.72. And Jacob Pulaski comes into this with a 5:51.28. Nikita's last split was a 34.81. And a 37.38 for Jacob Pulaski on his last split. Nikita will get the bell for the lead of the final lap. Nikita's going to come in first place on lane 5 for Riptide. And he comes in with a 5:42.18. Nice improvement on his time. Coming in second place is going to be lane 4, Jacob Pulaski with Mako. And Jacob is going to get a 5:58.95. Third place is lane 3. That's Micah DeBiltz. Micah comes in with a 6:02.19. And in lane 2, Andrew Deeb comes in fourth with a 6:04.10. Fifth position is lane 6, Kyle Hadsel for Riptide. Lane 1 comes in 6th with a 6:27.28, and that's Owen Jenin. And finally, in lane 7, Jackson Pulaski will come in 7th with a 6:39.75. Next up is heat 2 of 2. In lane 1, Maddox Acevedo with Mako. In lane 4, Philip Simmering with Riptide. And in lane 5, Charlie Prescott with Mako. At the moment, it does look like Maddox in lane 3 is leading the pack, followed by Philip Simmering in lane 4 for Riptide. And in third place at this time is Charlie Prescott with Mako. And don't forget, folks, that this chili dip goes on all weekend. So we'll be here all day tomorrow. And the swimmers will be back on Sunday to finish it out. So if you are looking to watch, I will be with you all day tomorrow. It's about 30 degrees outside here in Apple Valley with snow outside. And inside the pool here, it's about 400 degrees. No, I kid you. It is awfully warm, though. It's a pretty close race here as we take the turns. However, Maddox is still in the lead by about, I don't know, I'd say a head length or so, followed by Philip Simmering in lane 4. And Charlie Prescott in lane 5 is in third place. The boys are pacing themselves as they do this. This is a long race, as you know. Takes a lot out of you. So with Maddox leading here, Maddox comes into this with a 7:50.00. Philip Simmering in lane 4 comes into this race with a 6:57.22. And Charlie Prescott in lane 5 for Mako comes into this with a 7:49.44. They're pretty close splits there between lanes 3 and 4 on their last turn. And they are very close to each other going down to the pool. They take the turn almost simultaneously down at the end of the pool. It's like two buddies swimming together, just enjoying the day. Oh, but now I see it in lane 4. Philip Simmering with Riptide is starting to put the jets on a little bit and pull ahead. And Philip has pulled ahead about a good half to 3/4 of a body length here in lane 4. In second place is Maddox with Mako. And in third place is Charlie, also with Mako. Philip Simmering with Riptide in lane 4 has increased his lead and is continuing to pull ahead just a little bit at a time here. And not quite a full half a pool distance here in his lead, but Philip Simmering is continuing to pretty much take command of this race now at this point. Philip is still in the lead. In fact, he is lapping Charlie Prescott from Mako in lane 5. And he has just surpassed Charlie, so Charlie's down a lap. And Philip is clearly a half a pool ahead here in lane 4. Philip Simmering in lane 4 from Riptide continues his lead, coming down to the starting end of the pool. In second place is Maddox Acevedo from Mako in lane 3. And in third place is Charlie Prescott in lane 5 with Mako. Crowd's kind of quiet now. I realize these are long events, but got to cheer the boys on. Keep them pumped up. All right. Philip Simmering is coming back to the starting line here, and he is taking the bell for the first place position in lane 4 for the final lap. All of the remaining events tonight are 500s. In fact, there are 12 total events. Next up is a single heat event with it's two heat event with the girls. So we'll get them started in just a minute here. But Philip Simmering from Riptide in lane 4 will take first place. And he has taken it with a 6:34.47. Coming in second place is going to be lane 3, Maddox Acevedo from the Mako Aquatics team. And he's in lane 3. He will touch with a 6:49.61. Nice improvement on his time as well. And Charlie Prescott in lane 5 from Mako has 1 lap left. Now Charlie Prescott coming into this has got a 7:49.44. So it'll be interesting to see what his time is here. He just took the last turn and he's on his way back. And he also improves with a 7:41.97. Great job, everybody. Next up is event number 9. This is the girls 13 to 14 500-yard freestyle. This is heat 1 of 2. This will be an all Riptide event. In lane 1, Jenna O'Keefe. Lane 2, Maisie Sadleck. Lane 3, Hannah Stuckey. Lane 4, Maddie Wenzel. Lane 5, Isla George. Lane 6, Lucy Werdick. Lane 7, Vivian Lenson. And in lane 8, Emily Samsel. And Isla George is beginning to dominate this swim in lane 5. The second place is kind of a tie between lane 6 with Lucy Werdick and lane 4 with Maddie Wenzel. But Isla is doing a great job here in lane 5, pulling ahead of the pack. It's a long race. So we'll see a little bit of switching back and forth in some of the positions. But if Isla can keep this up, she will take the first place position. Isla comes into this with a 5:47.90. In lane 4, Maddie Wenzel comes into this with a 5:37.63. And in lane 6, Lucy Werdick comes into this swim with a, looks like, hold on here, let me just make sure I got it. Lucy comes in with a 6:04.94. Isla has pulled ahead to about a quarter pool lead on the competition. Second place at this time is going to be Maddie Wenzel in lane 4, very closely followed by lane 5, Lucy Werdick. I see in lane 1, Jenna O'Keefe is starting to turn on the jets a little bit. I see her going a little bit faster. But Isla George is still dominating in lane 5. Let's see what her split is this time. Isla's split is a 34.97 in lane 5. Followed by lane 4 with Maddie Wenzel, and she's got a 34.68. So Maddie is starting to speed up a little bit. Isla still has quite the commanding lead. Followed by second place with Maddie Wenzel in lane 4. And third place is lane 6, Lucy Werdick. Fourth looks like it's lane 7 with Vivian Lenson. And fifth position looks like it's Jenna O'Keefe in lane 1. Isla's split in lane 5 was a 33.66. Maddie Wenzel in lane 4 was a 34.48 on her last split. Isla looks like she wants to win this race. Everybody looks like they're swimming their hearts out here, and they're doing a great job. All right, the official is heading over to lane 5 with the bell. And he will be ringing it for Isla George in lane 5 as she returns to the starting block in first position. Isla does take the bell and the turn for the final lap of the girls' 13-14 500-yard freestyle. Followed in second place is lane 4, Maddie Wenzel. And third place will be lane 6 with Lucy Werdick taking the turn here down towards the end of the pool. Here comes Isla George back to the starting block. And Isla will take a time of 5:32.79. It's a great improvement on her time. Lane 4, Maddie Wenzel is taking second place with a 5:39.61. Third place is Lucy Werdick in lane 6 with a 5:50.59. Lane 7 is going to take fourth place, Vivian Lenson, with a 5:55.42. Taking fifth position is going to be lane 1, Jenna O'Keefe with a 6:02.01. Coming in sixth will be lane 3, Hannah Stuckey. Coming in seventh will be lane 2, Maisie Sadlick. That means coming in eighth will be lane 8, Emily Samsel. Great swim, very exciting.
Heat number 2.
Next up is heat number 2 of the girls' 13-14 500-yard freestyle. In lane 1, Josephina Doe for Riptide. Lane 4, Jessica Bach for Riptide. Lane 5, Maria Bevsik for Mako.
Lane 4, Jessica for Riptide. Lane 5, Maria.
At the moment, it does look like Josephina Doe for Riptide is leading the race. However, it's really, really tight with lane 4, Jessica Bach. Oh, it's really close. They're turning at the exact same time in lanes 3 and 4. This is going to be a matter of who can pull away. And once you start to pull away, that might make the difference. But right now, they are neck and neck in lanes 3 and 4. I do see, however, that Jessica on lane 4 is starting to pull ahead by about almost a body length now as she comes back to the starting end of the pool. I think Josephina is starting to pace herself a little bit more. So Jessica has a full body length lead now in lane 4 over Josephina Doe in lane 3. And in third place is Maria Bevsik Now, for Josephina Doe, looks like it's a first-time swim for her. She has no recorded time in lane 3. In lane 4, Jessica has a previous time of 6:35:39. And Maria Bevsic in lane 5 for Mako has a previous time of 8:40.00. So this will be exciting. Jessica's lead is lengthening a little bit. In lane 4, Jessica's split is a 38:59. And that's lane 4. In lane 3, Josephina Doe's split is a 40:64. It's good to hear the kids cheering them on, giving them the encouragement. This is a long race, takes a lot out of you. Jessica Bach's split that time is a 38:55. She's got not quite a half a pool length lead over Josephina Doe in lane 3. Josephina's split is a 40:59. And Maria Bevsic over in lane 5 has a split of 54:38. Jessica's lead is almost a half a pool now at this point. Just a few more laps left in this heat number 2 of the girls 13 to 14 500-yard freestyle. And again, this is our final heat of this event number 9. The crowd in the bleachers here is starting to thin a little bit. And Jessica has lapped Maria over in lane 5. On that one, looks like Jessica in lane 4 had a split of a 39:62. Josephina O is going to have a split in lane 3 of 41:89. And in lane 5, a 55:61 for Maria Bevsic. There goes the official with the bell over to lane 4 for Jessica Bach. She will get the bell for the lead position of the last lap as she makes the turn to go down to the other end of the pool for the final lap. And you'll remember Jessica comes into this with a 6:35:39, and she will finish with a soft touch. Oh my, the suspense. Josephina Doe in lane 3 doesn't have any time, so this will be a first recorded time, and she finishes with a 6:33:98. Now we've got a couple of laps left here for Maria Bevsick over in lane 5 as the kids cheer them on and cheers Maria on. I love the camaraderie here between the swimmers. That's the one great thing about swimming. I'm telling you right now, I have seen some of the best camaraderie between swimmers. Doesn't even matter what teams they're on. They're here to support each other. And it's really a great thing to see. If you haven't seen it yourself, come live here to one of the events, and you'll be very impressed. Maria's headed down to the starting end of the pool here to take a turn to the final lap.
Last time I checked, this is a very tough event. Let's give it up for Maria, everybody. Let's go, Maria. You got this.
And the crowd comes to life a little bit here, cheering on Maria for her final lap. Now remember, Maria came into this with an 8:40 even. This is still a great swim. Got a nice pace going. And Maria Bevsick will finish in third position with a time of 8:50.30. Great swim. All right. Up next is event number 10, boys, 13 to 14, 500-yard freestyle. This is a one-heat event. All right, the boys take the blocks. Looks like we got a few people not here. All right, in lane 2, we have Wes Knapp with Riptide. Lane 3, Carson Osendorf with Riptide. Lane 4, Lincoln Joyner with Riptide. Lane 5, Lucas Paul with Riptide. In lane 6, we have Mackenzie Schroeder with Riptide.
Lane 3, Carson. Riptide. Lane 4, Lincoln. Riptide. Lane 5, Lucas. Riptide. Lane 6, Wes.
Now, there were supposed to be a couple of Mako swimmers here, but I believe that they have pulled out because this is now an all Riptide event. And at this point, the two lead swimmers are lanes 4 and 5. And lane 4 is Lincoln Joyner. And in lane 5 is Lucas Paul. Lucas is doing a great job here, staying even with Lincoln. They have very close times coming into this event. Lincoln comes in with a 5:34.29. And Lucas comes in with a 5:37.86. On their last splits there, lane 4 at a 32.07, lane 5 at a 32.69. So you can see they're very close in their times here. Lincoln just a hair faster. And he's got a good half a body length lead on Lucas in lane 5. Looks like third place is going to be lane 6, Mackenzie Schroeder. Lincoln is pulling ahead by a full body length now in lane 4. Lucas is definitely pacing himself here in lane 5 to try and keep steady and keep himself in the race. Third place is still Mackenzie Schroeder over in lane 6. And Carson Osendorf in lane 3 is in 4th place at this time. Lincoln's pulling ahead by, I'd say a good body and a half length. And now has the lead in a very commanding position. Lincoln's last split in lane 4 was a 32.47. Lucas Paul was a 34.86. We've got 3 more swims here. We have event 11 coming up, and that'll be a 2-heat event, and then event 12. So 2 events left with 3 full heats of swimming, all 500 freestyles, coming to you over the interwebs with all the excitement in the pool without the heat. Lincoln's increased his lead here in lane 4 to about a half a pool length, maybe a little bit more. If he can keep this pace up, and I assume he will take first place. Followed by Lucas Paul in lane 5. Lincoln will get the bell for the final lap here in lane 4 as he makes the turn. Lincoln's Joyner in lane 4 will take first place with a 5:14.18. That's a slight increase. It's a quite slight decrease rather on his time. He came in with a 5:34.29. Lucas Paul will take second place in lane 5 with a 5:28.15. Both nice improvements. Lane 6, Mackenzie Schroeder will come in third place with a 5:51.46. Lane 3, Carson Osendorf with Riptide comes in fourth place with a 6:11.10. And Wes Knapp in lane 2 will be coming in fifth place. Wes comes into this with a 6:24.84. And he will finish with a 6:30.76.
And that's number 11, girls 500-yard freestyle heat number 1.
Next up is event 11. This is girls 500-yard freestyle. This is heat 1 of 2. In lane 1, Catherine Bonneville with Riptide. Lane 2, Rian Neitzel with Mako. Lane 3, Molly Johnson, Riptide. Lane 4, Carolyn Mulrooney, Riptide. Lane 5, Tate Deal with Riptide. Lane 6, Gwen Moore. Lane 7, Felicia Simmering. And lane 8, Elizabeth Oakland. Now, we do have a change in lane 2. Originally, we had Rianne Neitzel with Mako, but she has been replaced by a swimmer of unknown name from Riptide. Leading the pack down to the other end of the pool is lane 5, and that is Tate Deal. Second place is going to be, I would say, lane 3, which is Molly Johnson. And in fourth place at this moment is lane 4, which is Carolyn Mulrooney. And I will tell you that in lane 3, Molly Johnson is turning the jets on a little bit and starting to catch up with Tate Deal in lane 5. But Tate is still taking the turn first and still in first place. But it is a tight one. A lot of race left. Tate Deal in lane 5 is still in the lead, followed by Molly Johnson in lane 3. And Carolyn Mulrooney in lane 4 is in third place. Molly in lane 3 comes into this swim with a 5:08.88. Carolyn Mulrooney in lane 4 comes into this with a 4:59.51. And Tate Deal in lane 5 comes into this race with a 5:08.08. Tate in lane 5 is still in the lead, and she's got about a good half a body length on Molly Johnson in lane 3. That was a nice turn by both swimmers there. However, it hasn't changed the lead at all. Tate is still leading, but I am seeing that Molly does appear to be turning on the jets a little bit. Let's watch the split here as Tate comes into the block. She makes the turn, and Tate has a 31.50 and compared to a 31.36 for Molly in lane 3. They're swimming their hearts out here, you guys. In third place is Carolyn Mulrooney in lane 4. And in fourth place at this point looks to be Gwen Moore in lane 6. Tate Deal will take the bell for the final lap in lane 5. But right on her heels is Molly Johnson in lane 3. Molly is starting to pick up the pace. She wants this race. It's going to be a fight all the way to the end. But Tate is still in the lead. Molly is going to have to really make some changes here in order for her to take it. But anything is possible. They are very close, and I mean very close. But Tate will take first in lane 5 with a 5:06.70. Molly with a 5:06.74 in lane 3. Carolyn Mulrooney in lane 4 will take third place with a 5:16.38. And in lane 6, Gwen Moore will take fourth position with a 5:29.02. Great swim, very exciting.
Heat number 2.
All right, this is our second and final heat of this event. So this is heat 2 of the girls' 500-yard freestyle. This is an all Riptide event. In lane 1, I don't see anyone, so we'll skip that. Sorry about that. Must have had a scratch. In lane 2, Leah Cayley. Lane 3, Grace Durant. Lane 4, Claudia Walker. Lane 5, Annika Arlenson. Lane 6, Emma Patterson. And in lane 7, Sydney Sadlik. Now after this heat, there is one event left. It'll be the boys' 500-yard freestyle, and that will do it for the evening. So we're almost there, folks. Thanks for hanging with me. I appreciate it.
Lane 4, Grace. Lane 5, Emma.
Fun to see the kids.
Sydney. And Korea, Annika, lane 7.
Pretty tight swim. Oh boy, I'll tell you, this is very interesting because Sydney in lane 7 is pulled out pretty good. I would say she's a good body and a half length ahead of everybody else. And pretty much the rest of the pool is in second place. Now Sydney comes into this with a 6:11.41. Sydney's split here as she turns is at a 35.32. Lane 3 with Grace Durant has a 34.41 split, and she is currently just barely in second place. So Sydney Sadlik in lane 7 continues her lead, with Grace Durant lane 3 in second place, but very, very closely behind is lane 4, Claudia Walker. And I'm telling you, it looks a little bit like Claudia might be taking the lead, but they turn at almost the exact same moment. Fourth place at this point, looks like it's lane 5 with Annika Arlenson. The fight right now is between lanes 3 and 4. Lane 3 again is Grace Durant. Lane 4 is Claudia Walker. They are neck and neck, heading down to the starting end of the pool here, with Sydney Sadlik, of course, leading on them. Sydney Sadlik is only, however, about body and a half length ahead of those two. Okay, there it is. Lane 4 has taken the lead. That's Claudia Walker is now in second place with Sydney Sadlik in first. And in third place is lane 3, Grace Durant. Fourth place is going to be Annika Arlenson, lane 5. Fifth place so far looks like it's Emma Patterson, lane 6. And Leah Cayley is in sixth place in lane 2. Claudia Walker in lane 4 has really turned on the jets and is starting to catch up to Sydney Sadlik in lane 7, although Sydney still has the lead by about a half a body length as they head down to the other end of the pool. Sydney had a split of 35.45, and a 35.10 for Claudia Walker in lane 4. Sydney is still in the lead in lane 7. Claudia is still in second place, about a half a body length behind in lane 4. And in third place is lane 3, Grace Sturrott. And then neck and neck for the next position is lanes 5 and 6, and that's Annika Arlenson and Emma Patterson. Lots of fights going on as the official walks down to lane 7 with the bell for Sydney Sadlak. Sydney will get the bell for the final lap as she makes the turn down to the end of the pool. Sydney still has a very good lead, and if she can keep this up, she will come in first place in lane 7. Absolutely, looks like she will take first place in lane 7. Great. Sydney again comes into this with a 6:11.41, and she will finish with a 5:41.66. In lane 4, Claudia Walker will finish with a 5:45.50. Coming in third is lane 6, and that is Emma Patterson with a 5:51.73. Coming in fourth is lane 3, which is our Grace Sturrott with a 5:52.84. Fifth position goes to lane 5, and that is Annika Arlenson with a 5:54.01. Sixth position is going to be lane 2 with Leah Cayley as she comes back to the starting blocks right now, and she will finish with a a soft touch. Nice swim, very exciting. Here is our final event, folks. This is event 12, boys 500-yard freestyle. This is a one-heat event, and this will be our final event of the evening. Oh, the boys jump into the pool. In lane 3 is Hunter Riding with Riptide. Lane 4, Mark Heidi, Riptide. Lane 5, Luis Flores with Mako. And lane 6, Kyle O'Connor, Riptide. Leading the pack is lane 4 with Mark Hyde with Riptide. Right on his tail is Hunter Riding with Riptide for second place. And then a fight between the last two people in lanes 5 and 6, with, I believe, Luis in lane 5 just a hair ahead of Kyle in lane 6. Mark in lane 4 has got a pretty good lead, followed by Hunter in lane 3. The crowd is really starting to thin now. Makes sense. We're at our last event. Don't forget, folks, we will be here tomorrow, and we'll be here all day. So tomorrow morning, we'll start off with the first half of the day, and we'll go into the evening just like this tomorrow night. So please tune in tomorrow. Make sure that you don't miss a minute of swimming. I'll be with you for the entire day. Mark's lead has lengthened to about a half a pool length in lane 4. In second place is Hunter Riding in lane 3. And it is a fight for whoever's going to take third place. But it looks like Kyle O'Connor in lane 6 is now 3/4 of body length ahead of Luis Flores in lane 5. And Kyle is going to continue with that fight, and he is a good body length now ahead of Luis. So once again, we have Mark Hyde with Riptide in lane 4 in the lead, followed by second place, Hunter Riding in lane 3 for Riptide. Third place, Kyle O'Connor in lane 6 with Riptide. And in fourth place, in lane 5, Luis Flores with Mako. And Kyle is way ahead now for third place. He will keep that spot. The official comes over with the bell and gives Mark Hyde in lane 4 the bell for his final turn of the boys' 500-yard freestyle. And he heads down to the other end of the pool. Mark came into this race with a 4:33.24. He's coming up to the finish line as we speak, and Mark will finish first place with a time of 4:33.73. So a little bit of an increase. Coming in second place is going to be Hunter Riding in lane 3 for Riptide. And he finishes with a 4:47.87, which is an improvement. He came into this race with a 5.0041. Coming in third place will be Kyle O'Connor in lane 6. Kyle finishes with a 5:03.73, which is also an improvement. He came into this with a 5:08.14. Luis Flores with Mako will finish in fourth place, and he will finish with a 5:15.20. Folks, again, thank you very much for spending your evening with me and with the swimmers. They appreciate it. They love to hear that they have fans on the internet watching. Please don't forget, come back tomorrow. We'll be here all day. And there'll even be some events going on Sunday as well. So please remember, it's a weekend of swimming for the 2020 Minnesota Riptide Chili Dip Invite. My name is Tom Rucci. It's been a pleasure to be with you tonight, and I will talk to you tomorrow.